Okay. Are you still playing DNF Duel? I mean, I would like to. I played it yesterday on stream, but...
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm LotusAsakura, the one who never knows best, and today's video is probably going to be 1 out of 2 uploads that I'll probably do today because this video is kind of a stream highlight, which is ironic considering a comment that I got yesterday, which then ended up turning into a discussion on Twitter. But that's neither here nor there. Point is, yesterday on stream, I was playing some Dragon Ball. We were talking a lot about DNF Duel because I had played DNF Duel on stream the day before, and you know, the game's not very active right now, and so on and so forth. And the video that I recorded that day will probably also be the second video. So you'll probably get a DNF Duel video today as well as a DNF Duel discussion while I'm playing Dragon Ball. But I digress. I just figured I'd post this because I was talking about, you know, my thoughts on the game and like my hopes and desires or what little of them I have and like the current state and everything like that. And I just figured it was an interesting enough discussion, and there's just some DBFZ footage in the background that would probably be enjoyable. So I just thought it would make for a somewhat decent video for like a double upload today. So yeah, enjoy. I don't have to talk too much more about what's going on because you'll just see just by watching and listening and being on Twitter and shit. And yeah, anyway, y'all enjoy, and I'll catch you for the second video for the day, which will be DNF Duel later. So yeah, be easy.
I really hate saying this about games, but the game seemed kind of dead. Like, I got online, there was almost nobody. There was literally one room open in player matches with only 2 people in it. And in the course of like the whole hour I played the game, I only found 1 person to play ranked matches with. So I think the game's kind of just like falling off really hard right now, unfortunately. Hopefully there's a patch that's supposed to come out tomorrow, so hopefully makes people play it again, because that game was really fun and really cool. Really liked it.
The next day.
Bro, please, bro. Why are you do?
Any hopes for the DNF patch? No. I mean, I thought the game was perfectly fine the way that it was for the most part. I mean, did I have anything I would have liked to see change? Like, the thing is, like, I don't know if it's supposed to be mostly a balance patch or what. Like, because the thing is, as it pertains to characters, I have like no hopes or desires or wishes whatsoever for that game. If I had anything I would be hoping for in a patch for DNF Duel, it would all be system mechanic stuff. Like, none of it would have anything at all to do with the balance of the game. Because I have no complaints when it comes to that. According to Steam charts, there's only 135 people on it, so yeah, the game is definitely kind of low. Yeah, and there were thousands on it before, and like fighting games always... Wow, that was so fucked up. That was so cursed. That is so cursed. I'm so unlucky in this game. Did I just lose Trunks for that? I just lost... No, that doesn't double Sunday. What was I saying? Yeah, it's par for the course. I mean, any game's gonna fall off in popularity, you know, months after the release. And fighting games are, you know, the most notorious for that. But, yeah, it fell off pretty hard, unfortunately. Maybe you could get viewers to hop on the game by announcing a DNF stream beforehand? Maybe. Well, I mean, if I'm streaming the game, like, I can have viewers that just will pull up and play the game anyway, but... I'm only one person. I alone will not be the savior of that game, you know? Streaming the game would be relatively easy, you know? I could still stream the game pretty easily with no issue. It's making like videos on the game that's the hard part. And I guess what I really mean by that is just like playing ranked. Like I actually still wanted to keep, you know, climbing the ranks in that game because I was only gold 1, gold 2, something like that. I still had plenty of ways to go. But ranked isn't very active. Yo, JMR, thank you for the 2 months, really appreciate it. Most likely fell off because of the IP. It's generally a fun fighting game though. Yeah, we had a bunch of conversation about this yesterday. It's an IP that most of us were not familiar with, for one. This motherfucker is swinging. But also, nobody was like DNF Duel didn't come out and made a bunch of people go, oh, this is gonna be my new main game. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't think almost anybody thought that. I'm sure there was a few people, but for the most part, that was definitely not gonna be the case, right? So ultimately what ended up happening is a lot of people went back to their main game. I think Evo played a big factor in this, unfortunately, because DNF Duel was not able to be a main game in Evo's lineup. So what that meant was prior to Evo, a lot of people focused more on their main game than DNF Duel because they were going to compete for Evo. You know, they're going to compete in Evo, so they wanted to train and practice. And then obviously Evo wasn't a main game. It was a side tournament. Some people competed in the side tournament. It was like 300 entries for it, which is pretty solid. But everyone's focusing on the main games. And then also there's been a lot of updates and patches and DLC and stuff like that for a bunch of other games. So even more so incentivizing people to go back to their main games. So DNF just kind of got the short end of the stick. It kind of just released at a bad time, I think. If it had released a month or two earlier, it probably would be in a better spot right now. And it probably would have had a little bit of better retention. It's not a game that I ever expected to have a great shelf life in the first place, right? But I didn't expect it to fall off the way that it did. And it's a shame because I think it's a really cool, really fun game that a lot of people who were playing it were really enjoying. But aside from like Yipes' can opener series, I don't really see a lot of people giving it too much love anymore. It was a game at Versus Fighting. I definitely watched Versus Fighting and I watched Goichi steamroll everybody. That was cool. I think it being a main game in the Evo lineup, and it's not Evo's fault. Like, I don't want to make it seem like, oh, Evo killed DNF Duel, but it would have obviously given it a lot of spotlight had the game been there. And I think a lot of people who hadn't seen the game already or hadn't heard of it would have seen it for the first time, like, yo, this game looks really cool, and given it a shot. Now, that also could have been a double-edged sword because obviously some people would have seen it like, yo, this game looks mad cursed, this game looks terrible. And also, if it had been a main game at Evo, well, I don't actually know. I was going to say something about Goichi. I don't actually know the reason why Goichi could not attend Evo. I don't know if it was like a personal reason, if it had something to do with like his inability to travel, or if he ultimately decided not to go because DNF Duel wasn't a main game and he was out of practice for Dragon Ball, so he had no real incentive to attend. I don't actually know the reason. I was gonna say that considering how easily Goichi dominated everybody at Versus Fighting, and let's say he had attended Evo, he would have been the winner of Evo in my mind, like pretty convincingly. I mean, after seeing, like, I already considered him probably the best anyway, without really seeing him like compete internationally, but just from watching his streaming stuff, he just looked head and shoulders above everybody else I had seen play the game, right? And you know, it's Evo, so anything could happen, and there might be some unknown OD player at the game that I don't know about. Let's just say it was Goichi. Goichi plays Swiftmaster, right? And a lot of people think Swiftmaster is the best character in the game, or like really scrubby, whatever. You can say or think whatever you want about him, right? I think the game is full of a lot of BS and crazy strong characters and a lot of crazy stuff. But Goichi being as dominant as he is and as good at the game as he is would have made Swiftmaster look incredibly broken. And that potentially could have turned people off from the game. It's like, oh, this character is just broken. Like and I don't know how many other Swiftmasters would have been in top 8. I don't remember how many there were at Versus Fighting, but I would like to believe that people are like, well, it's Goichi. Goichi's just ridiculous. On top of also playing a strong character. Because Goichi's always played top tier characters, right? Goichi played top tiers all through DBFZ, and I'm sure has played top tiers in previous games. And I actually don't remember who Goichi plays in Street Fighter V, but I'm sure it was powerful characters. I don't see Goichi playing low tier, bottom tier characters in fighting games. But it could have potentially been bad press. But I think the more likely scenario, the more likely outcome would have been a lot of people seeing the game for the first time, be like, yo, this game looks really cool. I haven't heard of it. I've never heard of Dungeon Fighter Online or DNF Duel, but I'm gonna try it now. Unfortunately, that was not the case. But this is what it is. I mean, I'm hoping that the patch breathes some life into it, makes more people want to play it, but that may or may not actually be the case. Only time will tell. I guess we find out tomorrow, though. I want to see how many people end up streaming the game tomorrow when that patch drops. I may or may not stream the game tomorrow. We'll see if I stream at all. But what I'll most likely be doing is watching and lurking other people. Like watching and lurking on other people's streams to see them go over the patch and talk about it, because since I'm not that good or knowledgeable about the game, I'm more curious to see what other people are saying or thinking about it, and like listening to them, you know, discuss it and analyze it, and then either stream like later in the day or like the next day. But I might hop on off camera for like some ranked games or something to like make a video. Yo, go blue. Thank you for the 19 months. I greatly appreciate that. Welcome back to the Asakura clan. Oh wait, I'm playing this like I'm not, like I have Oki still. And Hiro Kima, thank you for the 15 months. I greatly appreciate it. He actually did have the advantage that time after blocking that, or after doing that, because I air blocked it and I tried to jump away and I got hit. But he's been mashing after kick every single time as if that move is plus. And I don't know what it is with hit players and thinking that move is plus, but it's definitely -5. Yo, Astral, thank you for the 4 months. I greatly appreciate it. Is DNF cosplay? I don't think so. Shouldn't be enough? Actually, I don't think so. He mashed. I haven't hopped on DNF in a minute. Turns out 2 fighting games is probably my limit. I'm usually not a multi-fighting game kind of guy. Not because I can't enjoy multiple fighting games at once or I don't like multiple fighting games. It's because I'm usually incapable of playing them. I'm barely capable of playing one. So the fact that I'm playing so many games right now is actually mind-blowing to me. And the fact that I can, like, not that I'm great at any of them, right? Like, I don't think I'm amazing at Dragon Ball or Tekken or DNF Duel or whatever, but I'm competent in multiple fighting games right now. And that's like mind-blowing to me because, oh God. I would have been better off just whiffing that and just doing a level 2 at that point. Holy mash. I was 10 feet above his head and he was like, you know what I should do? Auto combo. What was I saying? Yeah, I used to not be able to play multiple games at once. I'm still not great at it. But I'm doing better now than ever before, so there's that. Focus on too many, you won't be good at any of them. I mean, yeah, there's also that. A jack of all trades, master of none. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not Sonic Fox. I can't be godlike at multiple games. Can't help it though. There's too many games out right now that are sick. I don't know. Not quite. Honk. Damn. Yo, Stormblast, what's good, man? Welcome to the stream. That always looks like it's gonna drop, but I guess it's actually a lot easier than it looks because I don't think I ever see Yamcha players drop that in this pack. Remember, he used to have a combo where you do like a 2H, then JM, jump cancel JM, then dive kick, and then Gale Claw or whatever. And that was actually kind of difficult, but the new combo seems pretty easy. Shit. Come here, boy. Oh, shit. I really feel like I blocked that, but okay. He tried to super dash, but it was way too late. Almost had it though. He almost had it.